This is just, okay, so the Miami Herald, this is from Law and Crime. The Miami Herald. Ghislaine Maxwell bashes the Miami Herald as appeals court delays upcoming document dump. Ghislaine Maxwell, who faces federal criminal charges of enticement of a minor to engage in illegal sex acts, transportation of a minor to engage in illegal sex acts, conspiracy, and perjury, is accusing the Miami Herald of trashing her reputation and, in essence, of attempting to destroy her right to receive a fair trial. The Herald and its investigative reporter, Julie K. Brown, have been widely praised and awarded for their aggressive coverage of the now dead and infamous pedophile sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, and concomitantly, I've never heard that word, of Maxwell, his longtime associate. As I said before, Julie K. Brown is just a fantastic reporter. She has been so on this case, writing incredible pieces, doing incredible investigation. So by reporting facts and giving updates and talking about what's known, apparently Ghislaine thinks that she can just bash the news, can bash these investigations. Again, award-winning, highly praised investigations and reporting. So this is what the Ghislaine Maxwell camp does, is they bully anyone who tries to report the truth or report the allegations. They try to come after people, and now the Miami Herald. They want to stop the truth from getting out at any cost. Maxwell levied the complaints against the Herald in a lawsuit to determine whether a second cache of documents in a defamation case between Maxwell and her accuser, Virginia Roberts Giuffre, it's supposed to be Virginia Roberts Giuffre, so they messed up there, will be unsealed by Monday. So we already know about that they're trying to stop these documents from getting out. The Maxwell argument further trashes the Herald's assertion that the documents have been improperly sealed for years by blaming, you guessed it, the Herald. The Herald entirely ignores its own conduct, Maxwell's attorneys argue. The Herald did not move to unseal anything in this case until 2018, 1 year after the case was closed. Said another way, Maxwell's attorneys are blaming the Herald for not acting fast enough to unseal documents, which Maxwell's attorneys say should not be unsealed. So think about that for a second. Like, not only is it's super Trumpian to go after the media in this way because they're reporting on negative, horrible things that you've done or have alleged to have done, but they're also saying, like, oh, it's your fault because you waited until 2018 to try to get these documents. It's your fault, Miami Herald. It's your fault, Julie K. Brown. On the other hand, they don't want the documents released at all. They want to do everything they can to not give these documents up. So it's a total contradiction in their argument. They're all over the place. They're total bullies. It's horrifying and horrible. This is something that a lot of people don't realize, I think. That Michael Cernovich, famous from Gamergate, famous for being on the alt-right, he, it's the thing where you don't want to give kudos to someone who's done or said or, who's on the wrong side. Like, you don't want to say, bravo, Mike Cernovich, you've helped to uncover these documents, you've gone after Epstein and Ghislaine. I mean, it is good that he helped, and his name will forever be associated with helping to get this information out there. But he's also just not, I don't know, he's Cernovich. If you follow his tweets or social media or his blog at all, he's an interesting guy with some bad opinions and associations, to put it extremely mildly. So self-styled journalist Michael Cernovich, one second, he is also sometimes referred to in other ways. I actually didn't open that to see what they're talking about. Oh, they just linked to the Wikipedia. So yeah, check out Cernovich's Wikipedia. Rubbished Maxwell's argument that the Herald was late to enter the proceeding by telling the second court that he had long been after the same documents himself. While the court should not give any credence to Ms. Maxwell's argument in her motion that the First Amendment interests at issue are not harmed because the Herald did not seek to intervene until after the May 2017 settlement, Mr. Cernovich had been seeking to learn what atrocities by Maxwell and Epstein were wrongly concealed in the docket prior to that settlement. 3.5 years is too long to suppress the First Amendment right of access. No stay is warranted. And I completely agree with that. It's been long enough. These documents have been sealed for long enough. There is no reason for them to not be released now. As Chris Garrett said, the fix is in. There are extremely powerful people who are very, very well connected who don't want these additional documents to get out at all. They want it to go away because a lot of very powerful politicians, wealthy people, well-connected people are very likely implicated in this scandal. Scandal's not even the right word. Like in this disgusting, horrific, web of the sexual abuse and rape of young girls. If the documents are not kept under wraps, Maxwell says her Fifth and Sixth Amendment rights against self-incrimination and in favor of a fair trial with an impartial jury will be irreparably harmed. Such fears by Maxwell could arguably and easily be seized upon by her critics to imply that Maxwell said something in the still sealed documents which could come back to haunt her. If she said something or admitted something that could be incriminating, that's in the public interest to know. We need to know the truth. It's, again, I'll say it over and over. Ghislaine, if you are not guilty, then what are you afraid of? Why are you afraid of your own words getting out there? Nothing to be afraid of if you're innocent, right? That inference obviously was not fully developed by Maxwell's attorneys. Instead, attention was turning again to the Herald, which is among the independent parties seeking to pry the documents into the light of day. Maxwell's attorneys said the Herald's proffered notion that the public interest would be best served by the release of the documents was actually quite backwards. The Herald trivializes the public's right to see that its justice system provide fair trials, the Maxwell argument concludes. With Ms. Maxwell facing an imminent and very public trial, the justice system should endeavor to do all it can to vindicate the theory of our trial system is that the conclusions to be reached in a case will be induced only by the evidence and argument in open court, and not by any outside influence, whether of private talk or public print. There's not much more to say on this. Ghislaine's team is just full of bullies who will take anyone down who's trying to pull the truth out. And there, of course, are people on the left and the right who want the truth out. Universally abusing sexually, especially sexually abusing minors is just really abhorrent. People are not willing to stand for it. People want to know the truth and they want justice brought to the victims. It's said of people in jail, people who've murdered and people who've done all kinds of horrible things, that they tend to go after the pedophiles or the sexual abusers of young people because even they think it's horrific and horrifying.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.